Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Helen. Good evening, everyone. What a great crowd. There's so many things I can say, and it's always such a fun event to see everyone here tonight. But what I would like to do is take a minute and just acknowledge our gratitude for Jim Varnum and Jim Putnam's service. We have a resolution of appreciation. I think you've all heard that Jim Varnum has been on the board for 9 years, past 2 as board chair, and Jim Putnam has been on the board for 8 years and was actually preceded Jim Varnum as the board chair. Both have served on many committees, and Jim Putnam was actually one of the founding chair for the Monadnock Region Advisory Board and has been connected with the foundation for a number of years. And of course, Jim led the search effort, and I know there are a number of you who are on the search committee here tonight, and I can tell you he did that with a degree of grace and steadfastness that really is a unique role in a leader's lifetime here on the board. We were talking about it with the governor earlier. So we're really deeply thankful for their commitment, and we will miss them. I know I will miss them tremendously. So what I would like to do is if Jim and Jim, you could stand just for a minute, please join me and really give, that's right, the Jim Squares, this is their matching jackets. So we will move right along with the business portion of the meeting, specifically the financial reports. The foundation is very committed to and proud of the state of its financial health. The next 2 reports that you hear are designed to help you understand how we approach our financial operations and our investments. Our foundation treasurer, Jesse DeVitt, is unable to be here tonight, but Eric Hare, who's also on our board, will join us and provide us with a treasurer's report. Eric?
Thank you, sir. I am pleased to report that the Charitable Foundation continues to set high standards for its financial controls and statements, in meeting its fiduciary obligations, and in the strength of its financial management and performance. For specifics on financial statements, please see pages 6 and 7 of the annual report. Let me first deal with the Foundation's audit results and Sarbanes-Oxley efforts. The New Hampshire Charitable Foundation Audit Committee retained Baker, Newman & Noyes to perform a full-scope audit of the 2010 financial statements. In March, they concluded that the financial statements present fairly the financial position of the Foundation and that no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies in internal controls were noted. As reports from some investment managers were not available, a draft copy of the financial statements is posted on our website. The final report will be posted as soon as we receive it. As a reminder, the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation voluntarily adopted sections of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act in 2004 in an effort to be accountable and transparent in all areas. Specific policies include a whistleblower policy, document retention and destruction policies, conflict of interest, establishment of an audit committee, and adoption of a code of ethics for all staff. A draft of the 2010 Form 990 will be available on the Foundation website shortly. Regarding financial performance, at year-end 2010, total assets on a preliminary basis were approximately $479 million, an increase of 13% from the prior year and of over 39% over the last 5 years. Contributions totaled $48 million during 2010 and $48 million during 2010 and $212 million over the past 5 years. Grants, scholarships, and program initiatives distributed totaled approximately $28 million in 2010 and some $155 million over the past 5 years. Operating income for 2010 totaled $5.9 million compared to $6 million budgeted. Operating expenses, excluding depreciation, totaled $5.5 million for the year, $400,000 below budget, and our operating expenses were lower last year than in 2008 or 2009, as we made adjustments to respond to the slower economic situation. I would like to acknowledge the work of our Fiscal Policy Committee, which is made up of the Foundation Treasurer and representatives from our regional advisory boards. If you have any questions, please feel free to direct them to our professional finance and accounting staff. And with that, I'll turn things over to Jeff Fellows, the chair of the Investment Committee for the Foundation.
Good afternoon. As you know, 2010 was another year of market uncertainty. In response, the Foundation's portfolio took less risk than the market. Also, the return, was a little bit less than the market. Specifically, the fund gained 11.6% over 2010 versus 12.2% it would have earned if it hadn't been actively managed and we'd invested it in a passive index of 80% stocks and 20% bonds. Taking less market risk should offer protection when the market declines. Indeed, over the past 5 years, when markets have risen and fallen, the Foundation's investments were up an average of 5.3% per year, surpassing that same index I referenced by an average of 1.4% per year. The Foundation has not had a problem with lack of liquidity, as so many endowments and foundations have. This is something we watch closely, and we are confident that we have sufficient liquidity to meet the demands of the Foundation. Let me comment a bit on the Investment Committee's goals. Not surprisingly, one is to achieve the best return possible without taking risks that are inappropriate for a long-term fund. To accomplish this goal, we invest as wisely as we possibly can. A second goal is to ensure that the Foundation's grants and good work continue forever. The Foundation makes grants from the investments that are as large as is prudent. We limit the amounts in order to stay ahead of inflation and to have sufficient dollars after making grants so that grants and good work will go on in perpetuity. As some of you know, the Foundation slightly reduced the amount distributed this year in order to more fully protect the value of the investments so that grants can be made forever. So what contributes to the investment results? These good results year after year. Mostly it's human capital. Qualified people who volunteer for the Investment Committee. That's key. We've had some turnover on the committee. Peter Berg and Maureen Kelleher, having made spectacular contributions to the committee, have left. Fortunately, Peter will continue to attend meetings when he can in his new role as chair. I'm delighted to announce that Eric, who just spoke, will be joining the committee as one replacement, and we'll have an announcement by the end of the month, or should have, of another very qualified new member. I want to remind you that the committee could not do this fine work without support from the board, expert advice from our consultant, Cambridge Associates, and super staffing from the Foundation's in-house finance group. This team, the consultant, the staff, the Investment Committee, and the board, they work together, or we work together, to turn current donations and past donations into perpetual funds to improve the quality of life in New Hampshire. Improving the quality of life in New Hampshire is what we're all about. You who have donated to the foundation have put your faith in us. We are responsible to make sure that the funds you have entrusted to the foundation are managed in the best possible way. The investment committee takes its responsibility as stewards of your charitable dollars very seriously. And we will continue to do the best job we possibly can, working especially hard in these uncertain times. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff, and for any investment committee members who are here, thank you also to you. I can tell you, having sat in on these meetings for the last couple of years, they do a lot of work, like getting packages of material that they have to read through nights before this thick. So thank you.